Back. Today we are going to discuss about the relationship between pointers and arrays. What is the difference between an ordinary pointer and an array name? And the third one, how to declare a dynamic array. So first we are going to look what is the relationship between a pointer and array. The important point to be noted in the case of array is that array is a pointer by itself because the array name always points to the base address. What do you mean by base address? The starting memory location is known as the base address. So here I have declared an integer array int a of 5, and this is a graphical representation of the statement int a of 5. Here I have inserted 5 integer datas and the index value ranges from 0 to 4. These are the memory location 1000, 1004, 1008, 1001, 2016 are the memory locations, and 1000 is the base address because it is the starting address of the array. So it is known as the base address. Now we have already said that array is a pointer by itself because the array name always points to the base address. So in this example, A always points to 1000. Since A points to the 1000, it is known as the pointer. Now here I have created a pointer variable ptr of type integer, and in the next statement I have given as ptr is equal to ampersand of A of 0. What does it mean? Here ampersand is the address of operator. That means it retrieves the memory location. Which memory location? This will retrieve the memory location of A of 0. That means first data. The memory location of first data is 1000. So 1000 is retrieved and it is stored in the variable ptr. In the next statement I have given as ptr is equal to A. This is the array name. So in this statement also we know that array name points to the base address. So here also in this statement also the base address is 1000 and the 1000 is retrieved to is assigned to ptr. 1000 is retrieved by A and it is given to the ptr. So these two statements will give the base address. So this is a relationship between a pointer and the array because array is itself a pointer. Why it is so called? It is itself a pointer because it points to the starting address of the memory location. Now here we can look about the relationship between pointers and arrays with some examples. Here I have written some examples. Now we are going to look what will be the output of the following examples. The first statement I have given is cout ptr. What does it mean? To print the value of the pointer variable. So we know that the pointer variable always first points to the base address. So here the pointer variable points to 1000, so the value 1000 will be printed. And in the next statement I have given a star ptr. Star is the value at operator and it will retrieve the value stored at the first position. So the value at the first position is 34. 34 will be printed. In the third statement I have given as ptr plus 1. In the last class we have discussed about the arithmetic operations on pointers. We have said that if I am giving ptr plus 1, 4 bytes will be added to ptr because ptr is an integer pointer. 4 bytes is required for the integer value. So here base address is 1000. So when I am adding 4 bytes, it will become 1004. So ptr plus 1 will be 1004. Now the pointer variable points to 1004. So it becomes, so the 1004 will be printed. And in the fourth statement I have given a star of ptr plus 1. That means the data at the second position will be printed. The data at the second position is 12. So 12 will be printed. And in the next statement I have given as ptr plus 4. What does it mean? The base address is 1000. So plus 1 means 1004. Plus 2 means 1008. Again 4 bytes should be added. Plus 3 means 1012. Again I am adding 4 bytes, so it becomes 1012. And plus 4 means again I have to add 4 bytes. So total I am adding 16 bytes. 4 into 4, 16. Total I am adding 16 bytes to the base address. So my value will be 1016. That means the last location of the array, and that will be printed. And the next statement I have given as star of PTR plus 4. That means the value stored at the location 1016 will be printed. The value is 30, and 30 will be displayed by the system. So these are the outputs related to the pointer variable PTR. The same output can be obtained with the array name, because the array name is also a pointer. So here in the seventh statement I have given as cout A. What will be the output? Here the value will also be 1000, because we know that the array name always points to the starting address, that is 1000. So here the value printed will be 1000. Next I am giving a star A. What does it mean? It means the value from the first location should be printed. The value from the first location is 34. So here 34 will be printed. Next I have given cout A plus 1. What does it mean? 4 bytes should be added to A. The starting address is 1000. So 4 bytes should be added. So the value will be 1004. 1004 will be printed. Then the next statement also, star of A plus 1 means the data at the 1004 will be retrieved and printed. The data at the 1004 is 12. So 12 will be printed. And in the next statement I have given as A plus 4. I have already explained what's the meaning of plus 4. So here 1000 plus I have to add 16 bytes. So 1000 plus 16, the answer will be 1016 will be printed. In the same way, star of AR plus 4 means the data at 1016 should be retrieved, and the data at the 1016 is 30. So here the 30 will be printed. So this is now you can clearly understand the relationship between array and pointers. The only point to be noted is that array is a pointer by itself. Why we are saying it is a pointer by itself? Because it always points to the array name, always points to the base address. Okay, next we are going to look the difference between ordinary pointer and array name. In the last topic we have discussed about the relationship between pointer and array name. Here we are going to look the difference between the pointer and the array name. As in the previous examples, I have declared an array A, and as well as I have declared an integer pointer PTR. Now, in the case of PTR, PTR plus plus is valid. What do you mean by PTR plus plus? This is increment operator, plus plus is the increment operator, and the PTR plus plus means PTR is equal to PTR plus 1. What does it mean? It will add, if for example, if the base address is 1000, it will add 4 bytes to the base address, that is 1004 will be calculated, and that 1004 will be stored in PTR. So in the case of pointer variable, this is possible. Now the PTR will point to, or the pointer will get transferred to the next memory location 1004. But in the case of array, A plus plus is invalid. Why it is invalid? Because we know that the array name always points, it can only point to the base address. Array name, we have already said that array is a pointer, it can only point to the base address. So if I am giving A is equal to A plus 1, our base address is changed. The base address now becomes 1004. So that 1004 cannot be stored to the array A. So that is why we are saying that A plus plus is invalid, because array name always contains the base address of the array and it cannot be changed. Clear? We are going to look how we can create a dynamic array. We have already studied about the dynamic memory allocation. It is the allocation of memory during runtime, and the memory is allocated using new operator. Here also, to create a dynamic array, we have to use the new operator for allocation. And the syntax for allocating a dynamic array is pointer variable is equal to new data type. In square bracket, we are giving size. So in the last class, we have avoided this size. That means to create to allocate memory for a variable, we are not using the size. We are just giving as pointer variable is equal to new data type. So in addition, to create an array, we have to specify the size. Size denotes how many elements should be allocated. So here, size can be a constant, it can be a variable, or it can be an integer expression. Size can be a constant, size can be a variable, size can be an integer expression. What does it mean a constant? Here I have given three different examples. Here I have created a pointer variable ptr1 of size int, and in the second statement I am going to create a dynamic array. That means array during execution. I am planning to give 5 elements, so I have to give as ptr1 is equal to new int of 5. The memory for 5 elements will be allocated during the execution. So there is no wastage of memory. Memory is allocated only for the 5 elements. That is the advantage of dynamic memory allocation. Here the new operator will allocate memory for storing 5 integer data, and the starting address will be pointed to ptr1. That's the meaning of the statement. In the second statement I have given as int star ptr1. That means I have created a pointer variable ptr1, and I have initialized a variable x, integer variable x with 5. And in the second statement I have given as ptr1 is equal to new int of 5. This is an example of a variable. Here I have created a variable. Here I have to not 5. Here I have to give as x. So here this is the memory allocation for an array using the variable x. So in the previous statement I have given as x is equal to 5. I have assigned the value x is equal to 5. So this is also another method of declaring an array using dynamic allocation method. And in the third statement I have declared a pointer variable ptr1. I have initialized two variables x and y, and x I have given the value 3 and y I have given the value 4. In the second statement I have given as ptr1 is equal to new data type of x plus y. What will be the value of x plus y? Here 7. So here 7 elements can be stored in the array, and the new operator will allocate memory required for storing the 7 data, and the first address, that is the base address, will be stored to the ptr1. So this is an example of the integer expression. So we have written 3 different expressions, the first for a constant, the second for a variable, and the third for a integer expression. So hope all of you have understood today's class. Next class also we will be continuing with the pointers. Thank you.